foremost, massive congratulations after almost 2 years away. How special for you to be back here?
Yeah, it feels good. Obviously, getting called up to a national team at any point is great, and to have been here and then been out of it for a while and then to be back, I'm really proud, really happy to be here. And now it's kind of like my goal to try and stay here. My performances here and my performances back in Milan. So yeah, obviously I'm really happy right now.
Looking from the outside, it looks as though you had some tough times towards your time at Chelsea, but you've ridden over that now. And is this a real high point in your career, the way you're playing so regularly, playing so well at Milan, back in the England squad?
Yeah, definitely. As you said, it was a difficult time. Every footballer wants to play, and I got the opportunity to do that at Milan, and when it came at such a big club, I was so happy, so excited, and I'm really happy that it's gone so well so far. We started the new season well, and the club's shown a lot of faith in me, a lot of confidence. So yeah, I'm really happy, really comfortable there. I feel really settled, and yeah, as you said, it's led me to be here. So yeah, it's all going really well.
How tough were those times towards the end at Chelsea? I mean, you've spoken about it a little bit, and I think you said you felt there was something maybe personal with Frank Lampard towards the end that meant he wasn't picking you, he didn't like you. What do you feel now?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, since I've been at Milan, I haven't really thought about it. It's been it was a difficult time, and as I said, every footballer wants to play and every footballer wants to show themselves on the pitch, and when you're not able to do that, it is difficult, and yeah, I think being able to overcome that and kind of forget about that is, I think, part of the reason why now it's going so well, because I didn't really dwell on it, and I just kind of moved on, put it as part of football, part of life, and yeah, I'm really, really happy. I had a really good support system with my family and my friends and stuff like that. So you know, now I've overcome that. I want to take it even further and keep progressing.
You don't want me reminding you about it, do you? I understand that. Listen, the England manager has said that you're playing for a club where there's an expectation to win every week. There's a real pressure there, and he's been impressed with the way you've handled that. Is that right? What's it like living and playing in Milan?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that everyone in football knows AC Milan and how big of a club it is, and there is a pressure to win. There is a pressure to perform. So many fans in the stadium around Milan as well. So you definitely feel the weight of the club, the history of the club there. So having that pressure and that weight to perform every week, I think for me it brings out the best in me. I think so far for the team, it's brought out the best in the team. So yeah, I think with that kind of pressure and that kind of I guess need to win, it's definitely a driving force. And obviously Milan for the past few years, it's been a bit of a funny time. So for now, us back in the Champions League and fighting at the top of the table in Serie A, it's a really good time, and I'm really enjoying it.
Of course, your old teammate Tammy Abraham's back in this squad with you as well. He's at Roma right now. You're at Milan. Who's at the bigger club? Have you had that discussion?
I mean, we kind of joke about it. I mean, we actually play him at the end of this month, so we've been talking about that game. I think obviously Roma's a big club, Milan's a big club, and there's so much history behind both of the clubs. So yeah, we have when he told me about Roma, I was kind of like, yeah, come, like let's play against each other again. So yeah, we have a bit of banner about that stuff, but yeah, obviously I'm really happy for him that he's there, and obviously started the season really well.
You've spoken a little bit about the regular chat you have with Paolo Maldini, who's an absolute legend in world football, and even more so in Milan. What influence has he had on you? Try and explain that. And do you think it's had an impact on how well you're playing and that's got you back into this England squad?
Yeah, I mean, as I said before, when he was speaking to me, I was kind of like, whoa, it's Paolo Maldini. So there is that kind of pressure knowing that he's watching every game, he's there at the training ground every day. So me as being a defender, you're kind of like, yeah, I want to impress him. And when I was midway through the end of my loan last season, so about April times, we had a chat, and I was speaking about what he thinks about my game, what I need to improve. And he's always not just me, but with other fullbacks, other defenders, other players in general, he's really really engaging. And as you said, having a legend like that, when he says something, you're going to listen. And yeah, it's definitely a nice thing to have him around. And yeah, he's been a really big help.
This England squad right now, you'll be aware that Harry Maguire isn't here because of injury. You'll be aware that John Stones hasn't played at all for Manchester City this season, and those are the two players that have dominated England's central defensive positions for the last 12 months or so. Do you feel there's an opportunity, a chance to impress?
Yeah, I think, being here, it's definitely a chance to impress. I want to, show myself on the training pitch, and if I get a chance to play, to do that. As you said, Harry and John, they've, they played at the Euros. They've got such a good partnership, and I'm here to try and help the team as much as possible. I've just got to try and show my talent, show what I can do on the pitch, do what the manager asked me to do, and yeah, I'm sure that everything will happen how it's meant to happen.
I don't know if you guys have discussed the pitch out there in the Estadio Nacional in Andorra, but Gareth Bale said this 3G pitch is the worst one he's ever played on when he played on it a few years ago. Aaron Ramsey said he rolled his ankle on it and he thinks that contributed to an injury. How big a concern is that? Do you have expectations about this pitch?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, growing up with football, you play on artificial pitches quite a few times. I haven't done it of recent, but it's not something I'm particularly thinking about or worried about. I'm just kind of just going there to play a game and try and get closer to qualification. So I haven't really thought about if I get injured, first I'm thinking about trying to get in the team, you know what I mean? So it's just one of those things that's part of football and part of European football and stuff like that. So I'm sure that everyone else has the same views, that we've just got to go there and do the job.
Good man. Finally, I wanted to ask you on a broader subject, Fikayo, and it's not an easy subject, so I apologise in advance about bringing this one up, but it's an important one. There's an awful lot of discussion in this country about encouraging elite players to get fully vaccinated. Is that the same discussion that's happening in Italy? Is it different over there?
Yeah, it's a little bit different. England, I'm pretty sure everything is open as normal, and in Italy, yeah, it's a bit different. You've got to wear masks and stuff. So I think that's just kind of the world we live in. So you just got to kind of adapt to it and follow the rules. And everyone, since I've been at the camp, there was a meeting with the doc who kind of outlined what we need to do and stuff like that. And when I go back to Italy, there's the same sort of thing. So it's just about following the rules and doing what we can to stay safe, to keep other people safe, and to obviously make sure everyone's well, so that we can focus on the pitch.
It's a difficult question, but what's your own thoughts on vaccination? Is it important that elite players get vaccinated fully?
No, I mean, for me personally, it's just kind of, it's kind of like a personal issue. So I'm kind of like, if I want to do what I want to do, then, that's it. Or if another player wants to do that, I think it's, as I said, it's a personal issue for every single individual, not just athlete, but also, people that are non-athletes. So, yeah, for me, it's just a personal issue that I'm just kind of like, if I want to do it, if I don't want to do it, that's what it is.
Well said. Thanks, Fikayo.
Thanks, Rob. Gary?
Hello, great to see you back again. I want to talk about the art of defending in Italy. You have first experience from some of the greats. What have you learned? Intricate details, please.
Yes, there's a lot of team sort of work in terms of defending. So rather than an individual defending against someone, kind of making sure you're in a position to cover your teammate, or making sure that you're in a position where you don't have to maybe defend 1v1, or stuff like that, where putting your body position in a certain way, or making sure you're in the right position in correlation to the ball. So yeah, there's definitely things I've picked up, things I've learned, things are a bit different to when I was in England. So yeah, I think that's all part of the experience, all part of developing, making myself a better defender. So I'm trying to take as much information as possible.
The Atalanta game, a very nice recovery tackle on Pacina. Some saying it will be the best they'll see in Serie A this season. How big a compliment is that to get that in Italy?
Yeah, very much so. I'm sure everyone knows how Italians pride themselves on defending. I was actually pretty angry at myself that I had to make that challenge, because he kind of skipped past me a little bit. But yeah, having the people say that is obviously a compliment, and I'm really happy. And yeah, I'm just, as I said, I'm still trying to improve, still trying to learn the game and do what I can. And hopefully, if I have to make those tackles, I can keep making them. But still trying to defend properly.
Can you give us any moment in time, any conversation that you had with the great man, your coach, about defending and your progress?
Yeah, as I said, we spoke in April, and he was just kind of speaking about making sure my body position was right, and having maybe an extra look, when it's from across, or maybe when they're building up, because the strikers in Italy, they're nimble and they're intelligent, and they go off movements rather than trying to maybe beat you for pace or strength. They're kind of trying to get around the back of you. So opening your body and checking maybe one or two more times just to make sure that you know where he is at all times. So it's difficult. It's easier said than done, but yeah, I'm still learning.
We've talked about the impact of Ronaldo at Old Trafford. Zlatan, your experiences.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's this kind of view of him in the media and stuff like that. But ever since I got there, he was obviously speaks English, so he's speaking to me, helping me with the language, and telling me where he wants me to play the ball, where he wants me to defend and stuff like that. So yeah, he's been a really big help, and obviously he's got such an aura in the changing room, and when he's on the pitch or when he's not playing, he's you hear his voice and he's encouraging everyone, and yeah, he's a real leader. And when he plays on the pitch, it gives everyone a lift. And even though he hasn't played as much as season, he already scored a goal. So he's loved in Milan, and when you have him on the pitch, it's just such a boost for everyone. And as I said, it's kind of like a Maldini thing where when he's playing, you want to make sure that you're on top of your game, and he makes sure that you're on top of your game as well.
What's he said to you on the pitch?
Yeah, he's just been, he's very much an encouraging person. When now obviously I'm a defender, so I'm not always directly giving him the ball, but he's kind of saying, make sure when you're playing the ball, it comes to my chest or whatever. So yeah, he's not as maybe, I don't know, assertive or aggressive as people think. He's a really nice guy.
He has a big winning mentality. Is that rubbed off on you?
Definitely. Even when we do training games, I remember, in pre-season we did like a foot golf game, and I was on his team, and I was kind of like, yeah, I've got to make sure I'm on my game. So he's definitely a winner, and it's definitely a transfer to every single person on the team. When he's on the pitch, it's about winning and it's about working, and yeah, he's definitely rubbed off on me.
And for this, a chance to be at a World Cup, you're going to take it, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best. Being here, being here again is definitely another motivation. And then the World Cup coming so close. Obviously we're not there yet. We still need to qualify, but that carrot, the being there, being able to represent the country at the World Cup would be amazing. And there's still a long way to go. A lot of football to be played, but being here now, I'm just trying to take my opportunity as much as possible.
I don't like to ask this, but I want to ask it in terms of progress. From when English players in the Premier League started taking the knee and the boos that came with that, to now in recent Premier League games, I haven't heard it. I haven't heard it for 5-6 matches, which is signs of progress. I know Mike in the Juve game, again, the goalkeeper suffered more racist abuse. When you look to England, is this leadership for Europe, for everyone to be able to stand up for themselves? Where do you think we are?
Yeah, I definitely think it's a problem in football. It happens way too often, and to kind of bring awareness and show that it's we're not going to stand for it, and it's not okay to be doing that. We're coming to play football, to compete, and to be having to worry about things like this. It's not really fair, and it's not really an issue that we want to be talking about in football. So definitely making these kind of gestures and doing these kind of things does raise awareness for it. Obviously, there's still a long way to go to kind of eradicate it, because there are some people who aren't as educated as other people, and they do some really silly things. But no, I think that we're definitely making the right steps to eradicating it. And you see people, fans or whatever stadiums getting closed and stuff like that. So I think that those steps are in the right direction.
Do you think the punishment for the Hungary fans went far enough?
No, to be honest, things happen, and I'm not really involved in the decision-making process. So it's kind of the thing where once it happens, you hope that there are some they are reprimanded and stuff like that. So I can't really comment too much on the amount or what happens, but having those kind of punishments, it is, as I said, a step in the right direction.
Thanks, Gary. Alex,
Hi, Fikayo. When we last spoke, you just moved to Italy. So how is the Italian?
Yeah, it's getting better. I'm understanding it more. I'm speaking very simple. Try not to go out my comfort zone too much, but yeah, it's definitely going well.
And you being back in this squad now, do you think you've justified your move to Milan?
Yeah, I believe so. Obviously, at the tail end of my Chelsea, my time at Chelsea, I wasn't in the England squad, so to go to Milan and then be back in, something must have gone right. yeah, and it's just been really, as I said, I've been really comfortable there, really welcome. So, I think it's the kind of that tandem kind of thing where Milan treated me well, and I've kind of gone there and done what I needed to do. So yeah, I'm really happy, and hopefully I can continue my form there and bring it to here as well.
What are your goals now you're back here and playing regularly at the top level of football?
To carry on as I'm doing. Milan, we're in a really good shape right now. In Serie A, Champions League, we haven't really done so well, but we've played really well, I think. And it's still only October, so there's still a lot of football to play. But definitely, I think in regards to Milan, I think we could be challenging for the league and try and go to the next round of the Champions League, and see what happens with England. For me personally, I want to come to the next camp and the next one and the next one, and then try and stake my claim to be in the World Cup squad. Should we get there? Hopefully, we can.
In this press conference, you've been asked about vaccines and racism, and I'm sure you've seen the England squad are asked about a lot of topics off the pitch. Is that something you're aware of, and you think it's good that players are speaking about these type of issues?
Yeah, definitely. I think being people who are in the media and the public eye, our opinions kind of matter definitely, and I think us voicing what we think is something that's needed. Like for instance, racism, everyone knows that it's wrong, and having people that are in the public eye and come out and say that it's wrong, and it shouldn't be something that we should be thinking about in football and life in general, it's definitely something that is good and positive.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. I think that concludes the live section of this media conference. We'll now have a short window embargoed until 10:30 p.m. this evening.